touch him. Touch it. Yo, yo, yo. Oh. It's a Friday night. We're live. It's your boy who cares, who wants everyone to feel good. I'm live tonight. It is a nighttime thing. It is a talk show thing. This is still sort of a testaroo, but we're just gonna have to relax. Look, I got my shoes off. I have Argyle. This is Old Navy 2007. This right here is Calvin Klein 2012. And I am just getting warmed up. And what is up? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Does the mic need more gain? I don't know, but I have tonight. I'm just warming up for 1 second here, but I've got guests that no one's ever seen before, loud and clear, full of positivity, soul is hell. Yes, everybody, what is up? Nitro is here. A great is here. Lord Farrelly is here.
Nitro, no!
Nitro's coming in. NHD is coming in also. That son of a gun, he's here. Maple's here. Now look, I'm gonna warm up for a second. This is the first time I've ever had a guest on that wasn't sort of, I mean, that is in the crew, but you know, you've never seen before. Okay, I've got the whole crew here. The brother CEO, and I have a very special guest. He's a doctor, a former doctor, not really a doctor, but he's been a friend for a long time. He's one of the best. He's one of the best men I know on the whole planet, and he's not coming in quite yet. And maybe in about 3.5 hours after I'm warmed up. Okay, so I am just getting warmed up. Good evening. Thanks everyone for jumping in. And the announcement went out on everything. It should be. You know, this is still a sort of a testaroo. I'm just screwing around. And let me fix something real quick. Okay, it's on cut, so you can cut anytime, and it's a maximum cut. Okay, we are just testing this out, and it is going to be something else because we're talking. I'm very steeped in the pulse of the noosphere. Let me just put it that way. And I don't want to talk about that too much, but let me handle that weight. You remember the end of Cowboy Bebop? You're going to carry that weight? Well, that's me. I carry the weight. I can translate for y'all's. I have my finger on the pulse of the noosphere, which is the superorganism of the earth and the collective consciousness of mankind. Let's just leave it at that. But I've got my pulse on that. I carry the weight. So I'm here for wellness. I'm here to reduce suffering. I'm not here for drama. I'm here for only the good things in life that make you happy, that give you a haircut, that give you plugs and such. And I am here for those things. And I am not afraid. So I'm live. Let me just start right there. I'm not only a member, I'm also the president of the Pure Club for men and women and those in between, because it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters is reducing suffering. The only thing that matters is reducing suffering. That's the only thing that Alley Cat. What is up? Our pharmacist in the house. The only thing that matters to me is reducing suffering. And look, excuse me. I just went out. I had just had a dinner, had a laugh with all the brother CEO and our special guest Scott Hart. Not coming in quite yet. I want you guys to really understand what it is to be live and such. Does it sound okay? Does it sound okay? Because this mic isn't built for that, but I'm making it built for it. So I'm here to reduce suffering, and I'm getting warmed up, and I want people to understand what it's like to be live, and that they should understand that I can pretty much rattle my mouth for 12 hours straight without stopping. I want people to understand that. And it's a little quiet. That's no problem. Let's put the gain up a little. I have no problem doing it. You guys gotta understand, I have no problem putting the gain up. I got a blue screen.
Warning, accident ahead. Estimated time in traffic, 45 minutes.
What was I even doing? Oh. Okay, I put the gain up to a big, okay, now, oh, that might be hot. That might be hot. Let me put that down. Okay, that's at +8. We got a +8 here. Okay, now how does this sound? I want to get everything right. I want to make sure that I am perfectly comfortable. I want to make sure I just want to make sure that things are right before I, thrust someone into the hot seat. The Game of Thrones. I meant throne of swords or whatever the fuck it was made of. So how does this sound now? I want everyone straight up to tell me. How does this sound right now? Is it too hot? Is it good? I value your feedback. I don't. No man is an island. I exist on this water world with all y'allses. Sounds great. Hoagie! What's up, V Hogue? Nice to see you, pal. The veteran kings play with our eyes. Who's that, Bomberino? I like that one. Play with our eyes. God, we gotta watch Game of Thrones Season 1 sometime. I don't know if we can do it right here, but we'll do it another time. But, play with our eyes. Oh, that's Quantum Break. Anyone remember the name? Remember Littlefinger? Remember that guy's... That's the guy that loved Sansa so much, right? He wanted to play football with her or something. Play with our eyes. Imagine that's God. I don't remember that being in the book, but the stuff that was in the book though, stuff that I don't even know if I even can say out loud anymore.
You can't know what you're thinking.
There are two lines that were, I mean, obviously George R.R. Martin. I mean, he seems a little bit different than me, but in more than one ways. But he was obviously a very sexual being. How he is obviously a very sexual being because he had some very hardcore erotica in those books that we're not going to really get into that too much because I've already got into it. I want to say it so much because those lines had me crazy. Anyway, okay, I've been warming up, I've been rambling, we got the sound on. Look, I want to give everyone an introduction to one of my best friends. I've known him for fucking forever. We've been fucking forever. This is high school Jones. I'm talking college Jones. I want everyone to give it up for my friend, not really Doctor, Scott Hart. I want everyone to give it up. Let's give it up. Scott. No, come on. Going in all the way. This is Scott.
We'll do it up right.
This is a man that I love. This is a man that I love with everything that I have in me. And I just want everyone to know that. This is Scott. He is a bona fide doctor. Not really a doctor. But he has some things that are interesting to me, interesting to you, and I know that everybody is going to love it. Well met. I know everyone's going to love it, and I just want to say that we're going to have another handshake right here, and I'm going to grab my water.
Let's do that.
I'm going to grab my foamy water.
It's the dragon's milk.
The the dragon's milk. So this is us right now, and we're gonna take a minute. We're just gonna warm up. Not everyone is used to this sort of thing, but I'll tell you, everyone is used to this sort of thing. So Scott, I want you to say hi to everybody. You have about, I don't know, maybe about 8,000 people watching right now, and that's not so bad. And the studio, this is a new studio, so just say hi at least.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Charles. It's been a while. We've known each other for quite a while, so I can always appreciate a good time.
Good.
Charles is always a good time.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming in on this, and thanks for agreeing to be on here, to be, just to be in front of ears and eyes and all manners of organ that are just taking you in.
It's good to have a platform.
Yeah, it's good to have a platform.
It's new. It's a new thing to me.
Yeah, it is a new thing. And, everybody loves it. That's the thing. Everybody loves the platform. No one has a problem with it. That's the best thing. So I want to give you a little background on Scott, okay? I don't want him to give you background on him. I want me to give you background on him. He's a doctor, not really a doctor though. But he is a sort of a practicing. I want to say let's just say wellness coach, because that's something that I like. I like wellness. I like the reducing of suffering. I like when people understand good things. I like when people know it. Okay, let me just put it that way. So I just want to give us a minute. This is a new thing for all of us. I understand this completely. I want to give us a minute just to like recline for a second, just to relax for a second, because this is a big thing. This is a big thing. I mean, we may as well be nude up here. I mean, I got my shoes off. I'm on a recliner. I'm genetically modified to be extra big, and that's just really my lot. and I love it. And I have a wig on too. I mean, I am just gonna wig out in a second if I don't stop talking and let Scott just relax for a second and just take this all in, because the red light's on. It doesn't mean we're working. I mean, it doesn't mean we're selling. It doesn't mean we're working the game. It means we're live. We're not on the game. It means we're live. And I really want to just keep on rattling, just in hopes that it makes everyone more comfortable.
It's really nice.
Yeah, so what, Scott, how are you doing today? How is your day?
It's good. It's good. Friday.
Friday.
You know, what we like about Friday is you want to do everything you enjoy on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Because then when you're done Friday night, you wake up and you're like, wow, it looks like I have another 2 days of good times
Yeah.
ahead of me.
It looks like you get the weekend where you don't have to, work the game. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to work the game. On the weekend, you have time for your friends. You have time for your family. I mean, you have time for things that are more important than like games and shit like that.
That's right. That's it.
Though we do play games.
We do play games.
But you were telling me we were out at Capitol Grill in Providence, about half an hour ago. Jack Nicholson was there. Faye Dunaway was there. I mean, Roman Polanski was there. He was incognito. I mean, he's not allowed in the country, but he was there.
I figured him out.
Yeah, we figured him out. We figured the whole system out. But we were there. We were getting, it was all a la carte. And it was all comped, too. When you get sushi, when you get Capitol Grill steaks comped, it's a la carte. And then the dessert is a la mode.
Crab cake galore.
Crab cake a la mode. How can you deal? So I was just rambling right there that Scott was having a good day. I'm putting words into his mouth right now.
It's always a good day.
But you were saying something that I really haven't spoken to you too much about the wellness thing, because that's not really in the consciousness of people. They're worried about getting by. They're worried about getting laid or something. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to pass information with your biological machine, somehow, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta, use your methods in the third dimension. That's us.
That's right.
In this world right now. Anyway, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
And we haven't had too many discussions about wellness, or I'm sure we have. I just forgot them. But you were telling me when we were at Capitol Grill that you were you are a practicing wellness coach, and you were very interested in pursuing it even more, even though you are already practicing. So
it's true.
Let me get your feelings on that motivation, or what your own motivation was behind that, because obviously you want to reduce suffering, you want to increase progress in the individual and mankind as a whole. So what do you think about that?
I think that it's in your control. That's what I think.
What? I thought everything was out of your control.
I think it's in your control.
There it is.
Right. So what do we have?
Okay. So it's in your control.
It's digestive enzymes.
Oh, okay. So we're starting with the digestive tract.
So, I carry this with me because we go out to eat, and I say to myself, I may not know what I'm going to eat, but I do know that I'm going to be prepared.
Just like a Marine or a Boy Scout, just like a Navy SEAL.
Prepared. Always prepared. You may laugh. You may laugh, but you say to yourself, okay, so if you're going to eat something, an animal-based. Some kind of animal-based product, whether it's cheese or meat or whatever it is, delicious. However, animal products equal inflammation. So the root of evil is inflammation. Inflammation.
There it is.
That's where most diseases on Earth are caused by inflammation. So, ironically, you think about. So what about, let's say, the cultures like, or let's say the U.S., right? So we have access to pretty much anything that you can imagine. Food, anything you can imagine. It's within our grasp. Whether you're dirt poor, you don't own a damn thing, you still are going to get access to good food, meat, whatever. However, the poorest parts of the world have some of the lowest rates of disease on Earth. And you say, how could places that have no access to fresh meat, dairy have low causes of cancer, things like that. So when you come to find out is the more access you have to animal-based products, the more inflammation. Inflammation leads to most diseases on Earth: cancers, heart disease, leading cause of death. But those people have access to plant-based foods. So, or they have access to organic grown foods. So therefore non-processed foods.
Yes.
And that's really what it all comes down to. It's about taking control of making just better decisions.
Better
decisions on whole food, plant-based stuff.
Yeah. So in the same words, and also in other words, you're in control of what you put in your mouth. We're talking food.
I would say
here.
this: what you eat, nothing is more important. Nothing is more important than what you eat.
So how you feel is determined by what you eat.
Not working out. Not like there's people who have, like, say, workoutaholics that eat a normal Western diet. Yeah. And then you have, let's say, vegans who don't work out much at all. But clinically, when they run blood work and they run tests, the arteries, and we're talking about people who work out on a regular basis, but eat a normal Western diet.
Good blood flow, good circulation, good everything.
The people who eat a plant-based diet across the board have better marks.
All right.
Whether they work out or not.
See, I used to fight against that.
Whether they work out or not.
No, I don't.
Can't be denied. Can't be denied. It's clinical proof. It's clinical proof. You can deny it all you want, but that's reality. Now, obviously, you combine the both. You have people who actually do fitness training or whatever, and eat plant-based food as much as they possibly can. Eat an anti-inflammatory, right?
Yes.
That's what you want to do.
And so everything, the root of all evil is inflammation.
Yeah. Well, you could. I hate to use the term because not everyone is necessarily a sports fan. But
yeah, we were talking.
But I call it the Tom Brady diet.
Oh, you mean I'm the baddest motherfucker in the world diet?
The Tom Brady diet would be the epitome of what I consider the perfect balance.
Isn't that just like? Oh no, go ahead.
Well, Tom Brady diet is it's a plant-based with, when they're gonna eat meat, you choose the best stuff you can get your hands on. Now we can't all afford that, so people say, well, but I thought that eating healthy was expensive because we got to get all. No, if you ate a crappy, cheap, wholesale, GMO-based plant diet, or you ate a super best of the best meat animal-based diet,
it's the Eric Roberts diet.
You would be light years healthier eating the worst plant-based food, whether it's GMO or not, versus eating, because you're still getting the micronutrients, you're still getting the things that matter, the enzymes and the anti-inflammatory. That's what's most important. So, but if you're gonna eat, which is difficult to walk away from animal-based products, especially if you love stuff that we
if you
enjoy,
if you were programmed in the American diet,
But again,
I just had a hot dog steak at the place I was at.
It's hot dog steaks.
Yeah. So that, okay, I see. I mean, I've been rambling about inflammation, etc. But I mean, I haven't had a doctor on before. I mean, not really a doctor, but I mean, someone who knows, someone who's lived, someone who's experienced incredible things, just like everyone here, but even more so.
It's called aging.
Yeah, aging. It's called.
You turn in your 30s and you start to realize.
There it is. Yes, we were talking about in the 20s. You can get by. Yeah.
When you're in your 20s, you're invincible. In your 30s, you're like, man, I wake up and you're.
I wish I was dead.
You went to bed and you slept all night and you woke up, you're tired.
Oh, yeah.
You wake up, you're tired. You slept a nice, good night. You're like, how can I possibly be tired right now?
It's not possible, technically.
It is possible.
Yeah, actually,
it is absolutely possible. It's actual reality when you wake up. And you're like, God damn, I just slept all night and I feel like I'd use another 10 hours of sleep.
You're gonna sleep 2 nights in a row.
So you try to do the little things. Drink some. You wake up.
What do you do in the morning? What do you do first thing in the morning?
In the morning, you wake up. Try not to make it too complicated. Get some any kind of lemon juice, squeeze some lemon in some warm water.
Yes. With
some apple cider vinegar. Because overnight your body's been working on getting rid of all that toxin.
Yes.
All night long. Your body's sleeping, it's working on cleaning itself out. You wake up, you want to before you piss, you want to flush out. So you're going to be flushing out those toxins. Just like if you went and did a piss test, they want you if you're doing a drug test,
Yeah.
listen. They don't want the first bit of piss.
Yeah.
You got to get the flow. When we do the test, you
Yep.
got to get the flow going, and at somewhere mid-flow
Yep.
is where you want, because the first bit is where all the toxins
It's
and
hyper
stuff are.
concentrated.
That's where it's
That's
concentrated.
where all the heroin comes out.
That's where all the bad stuff.
That's where all my heroin comes out.
So you want to get rid of that first,
Yeah.
and then catch it midstream. So in the morning, you want, in order to help that process, that's what exactly that stuff does.
All right. Okay.
It gets those toxins, helps clean out your system before you start caffeining yourself
Yes.
and doing stuff like that. So
Okay.
So I think that's a simple thing.
See, no, I love the way you're putting this, because I mean I've approached a lot of these subjects in the past, but I mean you have a certain element to it, because I never think of the old toxins coming out and with the the urine and etc. I mean I do know the brain. It expunges just like you were saying. It expunges. It breaks down all that fucking horse shit that you eat and all that you take in. That you might as well be drinking piss.
That's right.
You might as well be eating it or boiling it down on the stove, making a reduction out of it.
Yes.
And then anyway, enough about that. But like the brain, when you're sleeping, that's when it starts getting all that
It's your
stuff
release.
out. Yeah, it's your
It's your
release.
release.
And there are other releases in this life. But this is the sleeping release. I'm not talking about the before sleep release. I'm talking about during sleep. I don't know if it's chelating or something. I don't know. I think it's called chalamos. Yeah, it's called Chilean.
I thought it was Chilean sea bass.
It's called Chilean sea bass.
That's when you know you're having the good dreams.
Yeah, that's so good.
We've got Chilean sea bass.
You got Chilean sea bass dreams coming at you. So
That's where you want to be.
So everyone, you better take this seriously, because your body isn't just a thing that it just exists to just hose fluids or something like that. No. Your body is an organism.
Hose fluids.
Yeah, it's not all about hosing. You don't have to always be a hose beast.
Hoe down.
Always hoe down all the time. You don't need that.
This comes from a doctor.
Yeah, this is coming from a doctor. Not really a
Not
doctor.
really.
Not really.
No, but not really.
This is a doctor that with practice so much he became perfect.
It's tough. It's a lot of practice.
So everyone's gonna remember that when you're sleeping, you're detoxing.
You're detoxing. What about your dreams, Charles? What about your dreams? What about like muscle relaxation?
Muscle
Right.
relaxation,
So, like,
dreams. I don't know.
So things like magnesium.
Oh yes,
Magnesium and sleeping.
magnesium.
What kind of dreams do you have when you take magnesium?
Well, when you overload in magnesium,
Magneto
you get
Yeah,
you dream like
become
Magneto.
Magneto.
Yeah, you become Magneto.
That's the best part of your dreams.
You know all the stuff that he survived. He's Magnus, and his son was Quicksilver, right? Can someone confirm that for me? It was Magneto's son Quicksilver? I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, who wants to talk about that? But magnesium, I know, is essential for the old the fucking brain.
It's essential for a lot.
Neurological health.
Yes. And muscle, and your muscle.
and muscle,
fiber,
yeah,
all your muscle,
the
brain
neuron
connections, all that good stuff.
connectivity. Yeah, you need that. If you don't have magnesium, unless you're eating, I don't know what has. I know it has zinc. I know it has shellfish. Has zinc. What has magnesium?
The highest source of magnesium would be pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds,
So unless you eat
and they kill parasites.
a ton of pumpkin seeds, at
A
least
ton.
90%, probably 90% of people don't have anywhere near enough magnesium.
Holy shit! I haven't thought about pumpkin seeds.
So
There was a
it's one of
time
the
where I
most-
used to eat them when I was smarter.
It's one of the most common deficiencies. It's by far one of the most common because it's difficult to get magnesium.
Yeah, because it's probably been
Unless-
stripped out of all your food.
It's because most people eat a processed plant. They don't eat a plant-based diet, so that means they're eating processed, which there's literally no magnesium in it.
Yep.
And
Sad.
lack of magnesium will do a lot.
Yep.
Anxiety, muscle cramps,
Twitching.
restless leg syndrome.
I try to tell my family that
very
they
common.
fucking laugh in my face.
Very common. Restless leg syndrome. It's a magnesium deficiency. 95% of the time, it's an easy thing to treat. Anxiety, big one. I've treated my anxiety with magnesium at the the highest level of anxiety you can imagine, and
Yes.
with no drugs whatsoever. That I had more side effects from the drugs than I had. I had none of those issues with
Yep.
those side effects.
Yeah, no diarrhea from a low
Yeah.
quality magnesium.
How about this? I'm having anxiety issues. Okay, why don't you take this? This typically leads to suicidal thoughts. Whoa.
Is that your doctor or your
my
torturer?
Doctor. That's my doctor. He's like, why don't you take this? Because you had ADD when you were 12 years old, like pretty much 90% of the population.
Yeah.
And but if you take this drug, it's gonna take that. So I said no. That's one of the things that got me into this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I'm not gonna take that because I prefer not to be thinking suicidally.
Yeah.
For just having anxiety.
What
heart.
are you gonna take? You're gonna take either cocaine or Chantix? What are you, crazy? It's like
No.
makes me.
You damn sure you
Piss me
definitely
off.
want to be on that. You definitely want to be that. Yeah. People think that popping Xanax and this garbage is. They think
Just popping
that's
pills
good
up your
stuff.
ass. It's cool.
No, you take magnesium. That's what you do.
See, it's not just me. It's
You'll
not
be in
just
the
me that
zone.
thinks this shit.
You'll be in the zone. Let me tell you right now. I go to work. I take a magnesium supplement. It allows you to focus. It allows you to it does things that like
That you're not normally allowed to do.
heart palpitations,
There it is. There it is.
fast heart rate.
Yeah.
How about open heart surgery? Doctors will intravenously give you magnesium before they perform surgery.
What?
Because
I never heard this.
Magnesium helps regulate. Magnesium helps regulate the heart rate. So therefore, people who have irregular heart rate probably may have a magnesium deficiency.
Whoa. Okay.
It's wild.
You guys hearing this?
I'm telling you, man, it's
If you got a
wild.
beating heart, you got a beating heart baby. If you
wild.
don't have magnesium, you might as well have a Magnum in your mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm talking 44, and not prophylactic. No, this is always
that's
it's
a
always
big
good to hear because no one else is gonna tell you this. They're gonna say,
People won't.
"Dude, you gotta smoke weed, or you gotta beat your dick if you're nervous."
That's
I mean-
that's a good release though.
I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying you gotta maintain your fluids. You remember what old Colonel said in 2001: Space Odyssey before he blew his head off?
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Remember Sterling Hayden in 2001: Space Odyssey? Oh my God, what a glory hole that movie is. God, that movie is so scary. This is so fun. But yeah, that's perfect
Those
when
are
it comes to
good things.
magnesium and it comes to detox. You have to be up on those things because who's gonna be up on it if you're not? What you think? What is mom and dad gonna be there? Mom and dad gonna be there all the time
taking your magnesium?
to take it all away, to take the pain away? I'm not so sure. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you should live in the real world. You should know that. Is that a black screen? Oh, I thought that was a black screen. Maybe you should know that you're in charge of your own destiny, and you're the captain. You're the captain of it, and no one else is really gonna give a damn. You want to take a minute? Oh, okay. I thought you guys. What's what?
I think that's Scott's head.
Is that a ghost?
What was it?
Oh, just why? What's that black? Who gives a shit?
Oh, is this a shadow of the light or something?
Yeah.
It's a beauty mark.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's a beauty mark. So I want to say again, we got a ultra special guest. We have not really doctor, Scott Hart coming in here, just confirming things because you don't always take it from me. I mean, you should. You should, but I understand that you can't always take it from me. I mean, I'm filled with mirth. I'm filled with entertainment here, and sometimes people think I'm joking, but I'm really not because I've lived through it. I take magnesium. I don't have the option of taking drugs or mind-altering drugs because when you got a mind that pumps and you got a heart that pumps, there's a lot of things that aren't on the table for you. Otherwise, you'll go nuts. So I take this seriously. I don't mess around, and you're not going to live forever. And trust me, that's a good thing. You don't want to live forever in this planet. I'll tell you. But that's
Right.
when you're in your most of y'all's. I mean, I think are in your 60s. You're in your 70s. Most all's yours.
Hold yes.
Yeah, all's yours in this chat. Most of y'all's are probably younger than I am. I just turned 48 yesterday, if you can believe it. I mean, you can probably tell in certain ways, but most people don't think those things. They blow their back out or they don't. They don't even know they're blowing their back out. They always dance. They always dance around like their body is never going to hurt. But when you're past the wear, when you pass three decades of wear and tear, I mean, you're a straight werewolf. After when you hit 30, whatever the hell, I don't even want to curse you by telling you an age, but when you hit a point where you have pain that simply does not go away unless you raise your intelligence, unless you have a routine, unless you detox, unless you
learn the hard lesson.
Yeah, you learn the hard lesson.
You don't want to learn the hard way.
No, you don't.
Yeah, pick up a box. If you don't, next time you pick up a box, you squeeze the living piss out of your abs.
I mean, some people have piss in their abs like camels.
You don't squeeze your abs like a beast. It makes it 10 times better. It supports your back. You're full if you pick anything up without squeezing your abs.
Core strength. I remember that from.
It's gonna blow your back out. It's gonna blow your back out.
And
you're
once
you're gonna pay the price for a long time.
Yeah, and what do you do? What do you do? Shake your fist at God? Would you shake your fist at the sky? Would you point a gun at the sky and you shoot God? You can't do that. You can't do that. All you can do is sit there in pain. Unless you raise your IQ. You start learning about detoxing. You start learning about diet. You start learning about stretching. You start learning about working out a lot. I mean, tension is the biggest. If you're not stretching, and look, I'm not Gumby, and I'm not Pokey either. I'm not Mr. Stretch. I mean I am a little bit, and I try to be, but I'm not Mr. Gumby. I wish that I were.
Charles is a better stretch than I.
I have. I mean, if I could just get my legs over my head right now.
Yeah.
And this is.
behind your head.
I mean, this is all I can do. I mean, and I used to be able to go all the way. I mean, I used to go all the way.
You used to go right behind your ears.
Yeah, I used to go right behind my ears.
Pretzel behind.
I was doing reverse somersaults. I was doing like pseudosphere somersaults.
Indeed, you were.
How's that? So that's what I'm saying. If you're, I mean, maybe a bunch of you aren't in your 30s, but when you are, you're gonna start feeling some aches and some creaks that you never thought in a million years. You thought you'd have to be 9,000 years old to feel them. You thought you'd have to be fucking Methuselah to feel those creaks.
It's 10 times easier. It's 100 times easier to maintain that than to turn back the clock.
Okay.
You don't want to turn. If you have,
I believe it.
You're 40 or 50. You're trying to turn back the clock. But if you abide by those simple things when you're young, it makes all the difference.
Yeah. And
all the difference.
Are you gonna argue? Argue?
It's not rocket science. There's really no there's nothing. There's honestly like the.
It's a
diet,
rocket science.
Keto diets, all this. It's all garbage. It's all garbage.
Yeah.
It's pure garbage.
I believe
There's nothing more simple. You have access to plant-based foods, low inflammation, and the world is yours.
God. That's
simple as that. It's as simple as that.
That's the best advice I ever heard. And I want to mention before I forget that you want to take a guess what the biggest cause of inflammation is? Sugar.
Honey,
sugar. Do. Oh, cancer.
Heart disease.
That's cool. No. Sugar is the ultimate enemy in your life, and it's the biggest cause. Sugar is the biggest cause of degenerative diseases. There's nothing that causes more damage. You take a couple. I mean, you give a horse some sugar, the thing's gonna gallop. You give yourself some sugar, you're gonna die.
Look, there's maps of the brain activity with cocaine and sugar. Guess what the exact same map looks like?
Same pattern?
Same exact map pattern. It's literally cocaine and sugar.
No.
But yet but when your kids are eating Fruity Flakes or Frosted, whatever garbage it is, there's so much sugar in there, and there's a reason why they constantly crave it, and it's because
Tony Montana.
The brain is saying, this is the best. People, fast food, you keep eating it, your brain's saying, this is the absolute best. When in reality, so here's another thing.
Yeah.
The connection of your stomach to your brain, okay?
Second brain.
You will continue to eat before your brain registers that you've actually fulfilled your hunger. And if you eat food that doesn't have fiber, then you'll continue to eat a larger portion of garbage because there's no fiber, there's nothing in there.
Nothing fill response.
To fill to satiety, to fill that, to actually say that you are full.
Yes.
Tell us how you lost your practice.
It's the reality. It's reality.
He became a satyr.
It's reality.
He got sated so much, he became a satyr. He got satyriasis.
He became Satan.
Hey.
Satyr, Satan. You see?
Hey. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Satan, Santa.
Satan
Woo!
and satiate. They go together like this.
Man, that's so funny.
That's what it is, man. That's what it's about.
Oh, okay. Look, y'all's is. I'll be back in 5. I'm gonna take a quick break. Everyone, I mean, we're not going anywhere, but I just wanted to let everyone know we're taking a quick break right here. We're gonna be back in like half an hour. Just kidding. We're gonna be back in 5. Just make sure you stay here. Make sure you know. Make sure you get what the doctor's saying. You know what I'm saying? We're here for your benefit, and we're having fun. And I don't think I have a map, but we'll be right back in a minute.
It's from the heart.
I can't find it.
Dr. Hart.
Okay, everybody, what is up? Hey, thanks. I'm trying a different format here, so bear with me, chat and subscribers and donators. Just bear with me here because I'm trying a different format. I'm trying, you guys get what I'm saying. But we are live. We are back here with classical Scott, and he has been. I mean, look, we went to high school. We went to straight up college together. I mean, the times that we've had. I mean, I've lived with him. I've straight up lived with him,
That's
and
right.
I've straight up changed his computer background. He's printed out pictures and stuff like that. You remember that one?
Oh, Jesus.
So we.
I tried to black that out. Now I think about it.
Don't black that out, dude. We have some good stories. I mean, we were talking about health. We were talking about bio stuff. I mean, we only have so much time here. Everyone's time is valuable. The Brothers CEO are helping us over here. Scott's here. Not everyone has the time just to sit here and stream. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep things going. We gotta keep things focused. And if we're going to touch upon some more health, we will do it. Even tonight, who knows? We might do it another date. We might never do it. But I'm saying we've had the best times in the history of anything. I mean, this was high school. We were in band. Scott is a drummer. I mean, drummers are the best musicians. It's just the way it is.
It's the drum corps.
Yep.
It's the team.
Chad
drum.
Sexton. It's just the drum corps within us that keeps the beat. And we have stories. We have stories. I could go on forever about these sort of things, but I know I wanted to really lighten it up. I really wanted to laugh about some of the stories, and I really didn't exactly know how to sort of segue into them. But there was a good. I mean, we could start with the classic that I even just alluded to real quick, because I remember in high school, in college, we were living in the terrace apartments. I don't know if how many all y'all's. By the way, Charls.world is where I reside. Charls.world is where you subscribe. Here, Twitch, subscribe and follow if you like what you see. Charls.world. I don't know how many people have seen Too Mad here, but that was filmed in the terrace apartments, which are now bulldozed down at the University of Rhode Island in North Kingston, Rhode Island. And I remember we used to have a real good time, and the mirth's been alive forever. And I remember I was sort of, there was a point in my life where I was addicted to changing. I don't even know if I want to eat. I was addicted to setting Scott's computer background to Tub Girl.
Tub Girl.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't even know how. I mean, don't worry too much about that. If you don't know what it is, I mean, don't even worry about it because it's sort of gone now.
Please don't.
But
don't
I was addicted. I mean, addicted to always switching his background to a sort of an odd thing. Let me just put it that way. But there came a point where, I mean, maybe it. I don't know if it's sort of. I mean, you kind of, when guys are living together, sometimes they get on each other's nerves, and sometimes they do things that are so funny, it's just insane. But I remember I was addicted. I became an addict. But what happened after that? I forget, Scott. I actually forget.
Oh, well, I don't forget. I remember quite well.
Yes.
Well.
You can bring that thing closer too, sure. Nick. I'm sure the direct. Oh, sorry to interrupt, Scott. Go ahead,
please.
But you remember. I don't remember. Can someone refresh my memory?
I have these pleasantries waiting for me when I return from classes in URI on my desktop. And after about 20 times, I realized I don't enjoy these pleasantries of these scenes in my background. So I think that. I think it's payback time.
Hey,
so
and what happened?
Lucky for me, I learned your class schedule a little bit better.
Oh, okay. And I was in Eastern.
Yeah,
Eastern religion or Eastern philosophy.
Yes.
And what happened? I don't know if I should say it or you should say it. I really don't even know. But I have my notebook. I'm ready to get my notes out. I just had quesadillas in the rec room. I mean the what do you call it?
In the old
chow.
The chow.
Yeah, old chow.
The bell rang out. That means it's time for chow.
I knew you'd be going to class.
Oh yeah, I was Mr. Onions talking to people I didn't even know.
I print out a nice copy of this desktop that you decided to put on my desktop.
Oh no.
I print out
no,
a nice
it wasn't.
one.
It wasn't. Oh, you printed out a different one.
What?
You printed out a more specialized.
Oh yes, that's true.
So what
happened?
What
I printed
out
an even better one.
I'm in class.
I raised the bar. Is what I said.
Yeah, you did raise the bar. You did raise the bar. So I'm in class. It's like Eastern religion or philosophy or something. We're learning a bunch of horse shit. And this
this is like auditorium style though, right?
No, this was small classroom.
Okay,
this wasn't
so small.
an
All
auditorium.
right, even small and intimate, even better.
Yeah, this was. I know the guy's name. I don't know. I want to mention names. But this was when Pope John Paul had died, and when they were burning the bullshit up in the Vatican. You know, when they were choosing another pope. Anyway, I just remember that was exactly the time it was happening. I remember it was happening because we followed it. But anyway, it was time to take out the notes. And I can take out the notes. So I pull open my notebook. I open it up, and there's a very strange picture, a full color printout taped inside my notebook. It just happened to be something from like a fireman's catalog of two guys kissing. And that was a full blown open of notes in a classroom with people around me, and there was just a little bit of tasteful erotica. So there's nothing wrong with that. I can get behind that, but I mean it's not like something I want to broadcast to everyone. Oh, they were clothed, Mr. K. This was I'm checking chat. I'm trying to stay focused. But no, they were shirtless.
Embracing them.
They were embracing.
It was embracing.
They're just in just showing an affection. But it's not something that you kind of broadcast in a classroom. I mean now
religious studies especially.
Yeah, religious studies. So I mean it was a closed notebook right there, and I said holy shit, and I was crying, I was laughing, and I mean you can't beat that.
No, you can't.
But yeah, but I don't mean to.
But you can't beat that. But unfortunately for me, you can beat that.
What's the third part of this joke? I forget what happened.
But see, now you can't. This is one of those things in life that you can't plan because they just come upon you when you're not quite ready.
Yes.
So that would be so this is like junior year or senior year of college, and it's interview time for internships and all these types of things.
Yes.
So Scott Hart's interviewing for his he's got his suits together. he's got his suit in his he's ready to go. So
yeah, and your mom, I remember your mom was helping you out.
Yeah, mom. So got good old mom. Thank God for mom. You come home on the weekend, you bring your laundry with you, and mom's there to help you out, and she's doing your laundry. Unfortunately for me, Charles decided that he was going to throw that picture in my jacket of my.
Well, who found it printed out in your lapel, not lapel, but your inner pocket in your suit jacket?
Yeah. So Mom, go ahead and found that. Unfortunately for me.
Unfortunately.
So I'm off to work at the outlets at the old retail store, and I come home and Mom shows me a picture she found in my jacket that she assumed I must have just kept on me at all times for motivation. Not exactly sure what Mom thought about this. So she finds this.
What the hell she questioned you?
Yeah, why?
Oh man, I just remember, and she says, "Squatty, what's this, Squatty? I found it in your jacket."
Scott's mom sounds exactly like that.
And I think I found a way to get out of it.
I'd like to know
You
that.
got out of it by getting.
I'm not sure if I said.
She knew a lot about your past, so it wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, she probably wasn't.
You know, she had two guys living with him in the terrace apartments.
Yeah, that probably would. The terrace. She's like, oh, so now we know what's going on in those terrace apartments.
Oh,
So-
you can't beat those
No,
times.
the fact
in
that
the
that
terrace
was
apartments.
completely unplanned, because
it's total grassroots jokes.
actually, I got another one that's very close to those lines, and I did the same type of thing.
Mr. K,
And-
remind me about the calculator story with Eric. Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Shit.
so because of what we've learned, so this is what you learn in college. So I learned this lesson. So in my job, I get a job at a college, whatever, right? So I have my own little office in Providence, Rhode Island, downtown, and in the morning, it's coffee time. So we go to Starbucks. So my coworker, I decided to pull a little prank on him. So I print one of these little pictures out, and it's the size of a dollar bill, the perfect size of a dollar bill.
Yep.
So now the best
that?
part of this is unplanned humor that you don't expect in life that comes upon you that you enjoy thoroughly. And so he goes to lunch. I put this picture in his wallet,
Yep. Yep.
and then after like a week goes by, nothing at all.
What? How's that work?
So no. This is the best part. I forget that I even did it because I was expecting immediate reaction.
Yes.
I was expecting immediate humor.
You have to expect immediate gratification when you pull a joke like that.
Exactly. But lucky for me, we go together this day to get our coffees at Starbucks, and come to find out, the barista just happens to be the cousin of the person I work with.
Yep.
So I'm standing there again. I don't remember that I put this picture inside of his wallet, which is a goodie. And he goes to he goes to pay for his coffee, and he pulls out the piece of paper because he doesn't know what this piece of paper is, and he opens it at the register in front of the barista, who also happens to be his cousin.
Yep.
And hilarity ensued.
The mirth that.
The tears of joy
my-
ensued inside of Starbucks.
How can you have that joy these days?
How do you plan something like that? You don't even remember it, and it comes upon you, and it's something that changes you. It makes you better.
I love that one. Here we go. Tone Boat's in the house too.
Yeah.
What's up, Tone Boat? Tone Boat, player.
Boat.
Nice to see you, pal. We love you. We love you, brother.
Ah.
Nice to see you.
God bless him.
Yeah, hell yes. Hell yes. I really,
Good.
you can't make that stuff up.
You can't. That's
You
why
really
it's so good.
can't. It can
You can't.
only happen straight up.
Yep.
that's freaking so good. I'm so happy we got into that, and it reminds me. Just before I forget, and I'm sure I've told this story before. I'll never forget the time where it was at the old TI-83 days in high school, and I remember we were probably in second grade math in senior year. We got me and Eric were in second grade math, and I remember we were on the TI-83 calculator.
Ooh.
And I remember Eric was messing around. Oh, it's you can run Doom.
classic.
You can run Doom on the fucking thing. I mean, can it run Doom? Yeah, it can.
Of course.
And it's just such a glorious piece. It's got sort of a C style. I mean, just an object-oriented style programming. I don't know. Maybe someone else can fill in whatever language the calculator run on. But we had some pretty good teachers. It was a pretty good high school. I mean, I might have been in second grade math, but the school offered quite a bit. And and I remember I'll never forget where Eric was messing around with my calculator, and he programmed a special program in there, and I remember that I brought it up to the teacher, Mr. G, and he opened up the programs, and one of them he's like what's this? I don't know if this is supposed to be here. And I looked down on the app, and I got an app that's called Cunt Bagger. And I said, what the hell is this? And we were,
It's like a project file name.
Yeah, it was a project file name. And I'm bringing it up. I need help. I'm bringing it up to the teacher, and that's what I give him right in his face.
What do you think about this file?
Oh yeah, what do you think about this? And that's something from another world. I mean, that was so funny. Yeah, that's something. That's pretty. That's hardcore now. Think of how. Back then. Actually, it was kind of. I guess it was maybe less hardcore back then. I don't know. Whatever. We don't have to really harp on that.
I don't know how it hit him.
Yeah, It hit him, but he understood. He understood a few things, and the jokes continued with him. I was, oh my God, the projects that I presented to his class. Remember the old the illustrations that you helped me with, Eric, on the poster boards? When I had I'm presenting in class like trigonometry bullshit with fucking triangles that we had to do over Christmas break, and I got the calculations that were probably bullshit, that weren't correct. But on those calculations, you're only supposed to do the triangles and shit like that. But Eric was nice enough to draw some illustrations on there for me, and he connected to the triangles. So I'm there straight up presenting in front of the class this project, and on the front of it, it's like a clown with like a gun to his head, and his hat is the triangle, and the other one, the triangle is a missile that says it's going into the teacher's house. Okay, and the other one, those were the punchlines for that one. I don't. If there was another one, I don't remember. There were a couple more, but I had that's pretty crazy. But now you can't do that anymore. But back then, this was a long. We're talking 2002. So I was up there straight up presenting those things, and we were laughing. The guy knew exactly. Here's Eric coming at ya, presenting, and it was good, and we were all laughing. This was before the world ended. You have to understand. And this was actually after 9/11, which was kind of weird, but I did it anyway. And we were laughing, and it was pretty wild. I didn't make a big thing out of it. I was probably the oldest one in the school. I'm definitely the oldest one in the class.
43?
Yeah, it's 43. It was so crazy. Now you do that, you're done. You're done. But back then, you could do those things, and we were crying. You got a clown with smiling with a pistol to his head. It's crazy. A missile going to the teacher's house.
We thought it was gonna go over well too.
Oh yeah, and it
actually did.
And no, it did. It did go over well.
That's because people got it back then.
Yeah, people got it back then.
People don't get it these days.
This was before.
They just don't get it.
They don't, and I'm not even.
Have fun anymore.
And I'm not even. It's not even. We don't have to argue if they should get it or if it was good or not. I'm just giving you how things used to be, and how there was a certain level of madness that was allowed. And there was another thing that I did. I gave him his class. This was after. This might have even been after I graduated. There was like 2 weeks where you're still in school, and I would go to his classroom, and I would switch his background to something. And I did. It was probably something from Something Awful back then. It was a Bob the Builder parody, A Day at the Barn with Bob, but it was a little bit different. Bob was a different sort of a character that I'm not even sure I'm going to talk about. but Bob was a sort of a different. He wasn't Bob. He was something else. A Day at the Barn. And I remember I switched that to his background, and it was pretty hardcore. And he was like, "Hey," he's like, "I you might want to change that. I don't know." I walk out of the room. I wasn't even in the class. I had already graduated. Like, it was so psycho, and it was so funny, and it was so good. And I'm not gonna really elucidate on that further, but I'm just rambling here. But those were jokes.
It's like band times.
Yeah. Oh,
Brings
yeah.
back band times.
Just like band times.
You know you're in the zone when you've been in band. That's the best part of high school. Band.
Oh yeah. No, drumming was the best. We had some good. Erica, I remember Eric had some good bangers for you in band. There were a few bangers.
God. Oh man.
Some hella bangers.
Yeah, there were hella bangers when it came to
serious
bands.
bangers.
Oh yeah, we used to bang all the time.
It was like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, it was like bang. That was like do. That was bang, and we really did it. I mean, a lot of those jokes were. I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to talk about any of those jokes, or I doubt that you remember that joke.
I remember them quite well.
Scott, you should narrate.
Do you remember any of that joke at all? I mean, I've been rambling for a minute.
No.
Scott's got
I
it.
think Eric's the one with the best jokes.
No.
He's got the best. Charles is the Charles. What about when you unleashed on Mr. Pluff in the
Well, there was a time. I mean,
I think that was the other guy.
yeah, it wasn't. But
No, it was Mr. Pluff. That was Mr. Pluff because
Yeah, that was another one with Keith.
No one got more upset with that. Like, if he could have killed Charles,
Yeah.
he would.
Yeah,
have
I must have been a real son of a bitch in school. I don't know if I would actually use real names, but I was a real. I don't know. I was heavy mirth. I was the most mirthful gentleman in the city, in the state, in the world, even in high school. So I mean, there were kind of some
Sacrifices.
Yeah, there were some
sacrifices had to be made for the greater good.
There were sacrifices where there were times, there were like opportune times.
Charles knew it. Hey.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Switch it.
Where am I? There I am.
Come on.
There I am. No, I got it. No, I'm only gonna say. I want to say one thing. You can't find me either. I was gonna say Charles knows I would have quit school if he didn't give me a laugh here and there. So he sacrificed himself and he probably almost got himself thrown out.
Oh yeah.
Pretty close to it.
Most times. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, there were times in other classes where I was almost thrown out of the school in certain ways, and we really did it up. And there were times where, I mean, I don't even know how to explain the story because it's just crazy. But there were times where I mean, have you ever blown ass?
Blown out.
I mean, full volume in a classroom of silence. So there are opportune times. I mean, look, I was not easy to deal with, and I understand I was not easy to deal with in high school. It took me 30 years to realize that. But there were times
we were already getting scolded.
Yeah, we were
already getting
already.
reamed when you decided to choose that time.
Yes. So we're in a horseshoe surrounding a podium.
You're right, we're already getting fucking
Yeah. I'm already the guy's gonna punch me in the face in front of the whole class. I mean, already we're almost fist fighting, and I have fist fought teachers in high school before. Not this one. I mean, I loved all my teachers. I never had real problems with them, but I have fist fought teachers in school before. I mean, a soft fist fight in front of the whole class. I've done that before. But this went beyond. Like, it would have been real. So I didn't, But there were times where in between words, there'd be a sort of a folding chair flatulence. Let me just say that. And this is sort of mildly embarrassing to even relate to, because it's such a thing to do. Where, I mean, he should have fucking punched me in the face.
The subject's so taboo.
Yeah, it is. It's taboo these days because it's just, it's a bit. I mean, it's not, but it is sort of for me. I don't usually get scatological on everybody, and it's not. I mean, it's not scatological, but I'm just saying. I mean, if you have the balls, I guess, sometimes you gotta just use a butt trumpet in the middle, during complete silence, and then have a beet red face, crying with your face down, and I get Eric on the side of me. We're crying. I mean, crying. And he's like, I can't believe you just did that. And this guy can't tell who did it. So I'm like, hey, so what time is the concert on Saturday? Tears. Dead silence. Tears. And it was, oh my God.
Was this just drum rehearsal or was it full
Yeah,
concert band rehearsal?
No,
It's our class.
yeah, it was just our class,
But
just
this
like
is, this is
senior
after,
band.
This is after we had like a shitty performance.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he was
Yeah,
already
we
lit.
got.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was
he
already
was pissed.
he was already not happy.
Yeah.
So basically,
We like fucked around. He was pissed.
yeah, his mode was like, you guys are fucking around.
Yeah, you guys are seniors. You're gonna shape up.
Yeah, you
you're
guys
gonna
are
get
fucking
ship.
around.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
pissed.
Charles rips a fucking.
I mean, a full trumpet. I mean, on a folding chair. So it was reverb.
It was it had reverb. It had enough gain.
So-
it did a lot of
Yeah.
gain. To
No,
it.
it was full. It wasn't high pitch. It was a full trumpet, full drop D Tool trumpet.
It was good.
And it was, I was full sweats. I mean, that's like a crazy thing to do. I mean, I was like, it's like I ran through a fucking frozen waterfall. And so I was crying, laughing. And it was, I mean,
It was worth every bit.
oh,
it
it
was
was
worth-
so worth it.
It was completely worth
but
it.
bless that guy's heart. He's brilliant teacher. I really was not a brilliant student in either high school or even college. I mean, I was not a brilliant student, and that's totally fine. Anyway, but that's one of my favorite stories of all time because it's just
Real.
it's so real.
That's what makes life worth living.
Yeah, it makes life worth living, and it was just something else. And Eric did another good one. I mean, look, we were just big into. We were fucking comedians at birth. It is what it is. You can't stop the mirth. It doesn't matter. Comedians at birth.
Just like drummers, we're all timing was our
Yeah,
thing.
timing. I mean,
good.
just like
That's
drummers, timing was our thing because I caught him in between words, and so did Eric.
Yeah.
We were at the big band. I mean, this is full band. I mean, not just the drum ensemble. I mean, this is the full band.
Big band.
Big band. Big double doors.
Orchestra.
Yeah, orchestra.
Hundreds of people.
Yeah, hundreds of people. Big double doors. We're all like waiting to go in. We got our drumsticks. We're fucking around. We got Scott in the doorway.
Oh god.
Okay, we're all ready. Okay, we got Scott in the doorway. We got like 3 people. We got some friends there. We start moving away. Scott's in the doorway. There's da na 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 da na 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 na. Eric, full drop D butt trumpet. A full drop D butt trumpet. Hundreds of people turn, they look, we're running already. It's just Scott.
And he's trying to pick up his
He's
sticks on the ground.
Yeah, he's picking up his drumsticks on the ground. We're already running.
You bastards.
Oh my god. I mean, we were dead. We were dead. We were dead.
Oh, that was ruthless.
And I just like you don't think about these stories every day. But I mean, and this is crazy. I mean, I don't tell people these stories. I don't tell these stories online. I mean, we're crying. We were crying for 20 years after.
It's 20 years of joy
Oh,
from one moment.
Damn. Yeah. So we were. Oh God.
There's some history there.
Yeah. There's such history. So this crew right here. I mean, decades and decades of mirth and enjoyment. It's just so incredible, and I don't mean to just keep on rambling because I got guests here, but I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited, and I've never even asked you. Like I'm sure we have. I'm sure we've spoken about it. I just don't remember. But this is the same place I go in to like vote. Like this, like I go to my old high school and I go through the band room where there was drop D, Deftones butt trumpets going on while Scott was, scrambling to pick up his sticks while we were all running and screaming down the hallway. And hundreds of people turn around looking at him.
It's me. I pay the price for your glory.
He paid the price. He sacrificed him.
I did. I saw. Yeah, you guys definitely left me at the altar. Which is great.
Oh my
great.
god, it's so funny.
Nice moment.
But I really had to bring up some stories. We were getting into some health, but I mean mirth. I mean we all know that mirth is king, and we all know that I'm the king of mirth. So it is what it is. So it's just balls to the walls. And where we at here? We're at 122. Okay, we're fucking good, man. But so that's just classical stories, man. And you can take them. I mean now you'd probably get arrested. You probably get shot in the head. You get expelled. You get excommunicated. Yeah. It's not like that. I mean, this was a minute ago. I mean, who cares when it was? But this was a long time ago, and things are way, way different now. But whatever. So what? Oh, and what about some? I mean, we have plenty of University of Rhode Island stories.
Oh, man.
I mean,
good old URI.
Oh my God. I mean, Scott's. I mean, straight up housing me in the terrace apartments. I think maybe my car might have busted. I think my car might have busted, so I didn't have any way of even getting there.
Something like that.
Yeah, and Scott's like, you can live with me in the terrace apartments with another roommate. I mean, and this guy's paying fucking thousands.
Top dollar.
Thousands of dollars. I'm literally. I mean, but for the grace of Scott and the other roommate, Al. We'll just call him Al. I mean, I would have been just totally fucked. And actually, yeah. So I mean, it's just those times are so good. But there were good times in the library. I mean, we've had incredible studying times. But the library time was some of my favorite. Yeah,
that's a special time.
Because it's so good. Because we'd always go study, and I would always get like pissed. Like something would fucking piss me. I mean, not piss me off, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like something would like piss me off. And one of those things I just remember, like there would always be a completely subconscious, like when we're walking into the third floor, there's a main area with the huge windows. I mean, the campus in North Kingston is the God's country. It's fantastic, nice windows. And when you're a guy, you want to sit with your back to the window so you can see if some guy comes in with a machine gun or something like that. So there would always be a thing. I mean, just how guys are funny, guys are crazy. But there was something that, I mean, it didn't piss me off. I just like using the word, piss me off. I just think it's funny. But every time we would go in there, I'd say, I want to, I'm going to subconsciously, I'm going to go, sit with my back to the window, and I'd be walking, and Scott, he has the same idea because he's a guy too, and he would like pick up his pace a little bit and like get to the seat first. And this is on multiple occasions, and it was funny and good, and I,
no word said though.
No, not even no word said. I'd be like,
a word said. This is
what
completely,
the fuck, man? Am I going crazy? So there was one time. I mean, you remember that time?
I do remember that time. I remember talking seriously about needing to. So I don't know what was like. I don't know what was going on, but like, the more serious we talked about needing to be serious, the worse off we were.
We would go full drunk mode without booze.
We were toast before we even got to the library.
Like we really going to study. Next thing you know, we're completely high and buzzed. Like, no drugs or alcohol.
Whatever it takes. Tonight's the night. We got to get this done.
We have to.
We have to make.
And I'm studying for like
Finals.
human fossil record.
Yeah, anthropology.
Which was hard.
It's
hard.
It's good
for
stuff.
me.
So yeah. Anyway, so we're walking up the stairs to the third floor of the library. Subconsciously, I'm not thinking of a thing about this seat.
This is unsaid.
The seat that's waiting for me.
It's just me being like an asshole, like being weird about things. But go ahead, sorry.
So Charles decides that today's the day that he will no longer be taken away from his chair. So now, be aware. This is
a filled library,
completely filled library, packed full of people in these open seats on the way to the window that overlooks the quad or whatever the hell you call it. And we get to the top of the stairs. We open the door. We start walking towards the thing. Charles.
I start speeding up. Scott starts speeding up.
Yeah, Charles. We're kind of walking a little fast. Charles decides, let's take Scott right over the knee.
Like the leg trip.
He literally leg trips me right to the ground in the middle, or like throws me straight to the ground in the middle of everybody, and just casually walks to the seat, left on the ground.
I do a
Push
full
me-
Akira Virtua Fighter like leg trip right to the ground.
People asking me what's wrong. I'm literally thrown to the ground out of a complete blue with my backpack on. Charles just casually walks to the seat. In tears, doesn't even care.
Years,
Leaves me
dude.
hanging.
We're laughing for years after that.
Oh man,
Oh my god.
that was good. That was a good
man.
impromptu throwdown.
Yeah, I
didn't know it was coming, but I
I
appreciate it now.
didn't even. I was just like, it was improving life. I was like, oh, not possessed, but I was like, I gotta do this. A fucking full like leg trip kick right to the ground. I had no choice. Like I start walking faster. Scott starts walking faster. I start walking faster. He's walking even faster. Like I was like, ah! Like it was so crazy.
Yeah, things happen.
Oh my god, I love that story. That's my favorite story. That's my favorite story of all time.
It's one of the better ones. It's a glory. It's a glory.
Oh my god, we were just really having just a good time. We were just having a good time, and those are the stories that I can remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like you were doing your pre-med. You were doing your pre-med.
Supreme.
I was
It's the Supreme med.
Supreme preemie. I was doing English literature and classics, because it was the only option. It was the only good one, just for good laughs.
Classic. That's why.
Yeah, it was classic. But I remember doing I remember specifically going to some study periods with you in the first floor where the cafe is, when like that's back in the day when it was like Greek comedy and tragedy. I remember reading the Bacchae. I don't know if anyone is familiar with the Bacchae by Euripides, which is very, very hardcore and very modern, at least in the translation. It's very, very modern in the sensibility and the comedy and I guess the nuance, you'd say. Euripides is the most accessible of the ancient Greek playwrights. And I remember doing the Bacchae, and I also remember catching up on like three plays. I remember catching up on a load of Canterbury Tales and a load of Ben Jonson. That's Shakespeare's contemporary. I'm just thinking out loud here. I just remember those times so specifically. They were so crazy, man. But at that semester, it was like human fossil record, which was like
Australopithecus.
Yeah, like Australopithecus afarensis and
It's like
like La Rochelle.
Is it You know what? That was one of the best. That was one of the best.
I love it. I love the guy.
Australopithecines, Australopithecus,
and Lucy,
Lucy, oldest
just a
human
bogus
fossil.
record. Yeah,
that was a good stuff.
completely
man.
different species.
That was
but
good.
We can't talk about that. But I mean, just like the bones are so strange on how like when you look at the fossil records. I mean, I don't want to talk about stages and
Creation
evolution.
or
It's not really commentary on different types. But certain of the fossil records were so drastically. They had such drastic different features than like modern humans. It was almost like a bioengineering. But let's really leave it at that and not really worry too much about that. I'm just talking out loud. But it was crazy. I loved that, and that was the hardest class. That was the fucking best.
That was good.
That was the best. And it took a lot of just note taking. And I'll never forget. I just have to say this again. I'll never forget this guy. And this was a lecture hall class, so it was a couple hundred people. So I remember one time this guy sat on the side of me, and he's just a classic guy. And he's like, hey, he's like, can I borrow your notes? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I give him my notebook, and he puts out his hand. I shake his hand. He's like, yo. He's like, my name's Cornbread. It's like, what the fuck?
Cornbread.
Cornbread. I was like, my name's Charles.
Cornbread.
I was like, hey, it's my pleasure. And it was, I mean...
It is your pleasure at that point.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, that blew my mind. That was so unbelievable.
Wow.
That was so... Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, look. That was unbelievable. But I mean, these stories go on. They go on forever and ever, and I don't mean to just keep rattling on. But, you know, whatever. Now, look. I want everybody here. I want everybody to focus on me. I want to take some questions. I want to take some questions for myself. I mean, not even for myself. I want to take some questions. Any questions you have for Scott? Because you guys ask me questions all the time. I'm on here full time answering questions. Excuse me. So I want some questions for Scott. I want. If anyone wants to know anything at all about anything, whether it be probiotics, whether it be enzymes, whether it be sauerkraut, whether it be
told stew sandwich.
Yep. Yes. Whether it be anything like that. So I really want to get into that flavor. I want some questions.
Shoot from the hip.
Yeah, shoot from the hip. I really and I'm sure people have had questions in the past, but you can only look at so much here. Okay, here we go. Here's one. We got Alley Cat. What's up? We got a classical pharmacist who is very helpful and is going to help me get off of just certain proton pump inhibitors. She asks.
I'd be curious to hear what that person does.
Yeah, no, I know. We'll get into that, Nick, because it'll kill you in the future as it's designed to. Okay, we got weight loss on a plant-based diet. Best way to achieve. And I don't know anything about anything, but we'll just think about this. We'll get. What do you think?
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
So what do you think about
That's
that?
a really good one.
Fiber is the key, and I don't even want to. I just if you have
That's a really
any
good
thoughts
one.
on that.
That's it. That was a big thing. Plant-based diet, fiber, huge thing.
I don't even mean to.
Because
Yeah.
if you're eating, perfect example, you could drink a glass of orange juice, right? Vitamins, mineral, all the good stuff of orange juice. It's always touted as so amazing, right? Okay. So yeah, you get some vitamins from drinking a glass of natural orange juice. However, if you eat an orange, you're taking the fiber with this orange. Now, the difference is that the sugar in the orange juice and the sugar in the orange is distributed with the fiber of a real orange slowly in your body. Just like if you decide exactly, it's literally so like if you're a diabetic and okay, you're worried about insulin and things like okay, so well if you're eating donuts and you're eating white garbage sugar, it's immediately going in and spiking your insulin. Your pancreas is your pancreas is being beat to piss by trying to produce enough insulin because your body's like, holy crap, you're overloading me with all the sugar and I can't keep up. So fiber is releases the ability of your body to slowly release this sugar and energy into your body. So if you want, so as far as weight loss is concerned, fiber is huge because when you eat a fiber or a plant-based diet, you're going to be taking in and eating plants that are fibrous, which means it actually fills your body with nutrition and your stomach gets fuller faster. Where when you're eating a carbohydrate, white bread, enriched wheat flour diet, you might feel full for an hour and boom, it immediately spikes. And at the same time, your pancreas is working like a beast to release enough insulin. Hence where type 2 diabetes comes from, which is a very easily treatable thing, is it's mostly diet driven. You're eating too much garbage. So weight loss and plant-based diet is phenomenal because one, you're going to eat less, and guess what? You don't have to worry about how much you eat because you can continue to eat as much as you want because you're still eating fiber and your body's going to process that and you're not going to gain weight. Don't even overthink it. Eat plant-based foods, take protein from beans, legumes, and things like spinach.
Lagoon.
Yeah, the legume. You can live in the lagoon and eat the legumes.
I mean, you answered the question.
Does it get any better than that? I mean,
literally killed it.
That's
Not-
fucking
not
awesome,
in
man.
my ass.
Damn, I love that.
That's
and,
it.
And that's I don't know if it's high or low, but that's a glycemic index is how fast the carbs or sugars burn in your pancreas.
If you like sugar, get a little bit of agave nectar. Throw some agave in your coffee in the morning. Tastes 10 times better. I use agave myself. I still have a little bit of a sweet tooth, and completely different ballgame. All right, what's next?
Oh shit, dude! I love that one. That's perfect. I mean,
It's the real deal.
You couldn't have.
I got one of those.
That's just perfect.
Luckily, a witch.
The
Yeah.
real deal.
There you go.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Okay, here we got another good one from a few people as well as Mr. K. Scott, how much Quake did Charles play growing up? / what games did you play? / which games did we play together? You know, let's lump all those.
Wow, that's
let's
a
all,
phenomenal question,
Yeah.
though.
'Cause we've had some good-
We had some damn good Quake 3 Arena.
Yep.
We did some good Quake 3 Arena. We did some Doom.
Yep.
I mean, right now we got the Insurgency.
Yeah, we've been doing Sandstorm lately.
Sandstorm.
But
yep.
but back then the biggest ones that we were playing were Counter-Strike Source and Doom 3.
Yes, Counter-Strike Source is just so classic.
Yes,
It's
the best.
It's so classic.
Perfection of the
Oh
game.
man, you want to know something? Like I actually I was playing Counter-Strike Source with my RA, who's now like a CEO of some company right now. It's the craziest. I literally ran into him like online
Whoa.
somewhere, and he's like a CEO now. And he was
Whoa.
like literally, and the only thing I could think of is when I see him is playing and kicking his ass in Quake.
Yep.
And Counter-Strike. It's
That's
good
so
times
good.
though. Those are the killer. Quake 3 and Counter-Strike.
Remember those?
So
Counter-Strike,
good, man.
Doom 3. Remember you were chasing me around playing Doom 3. I'm
I
hiding
remember
in the
how good you
shadows.
were and how not good I was.
Yeah, I'm Mr. 10,000
Charles
hours
is
in
like
first
Charles
person
is
shooters.
moving. He's doing this, but
Yeah.
he's actually playing the game somehow.
Yeah, I'm playing an instrument.
Somehow?
That's why I say I have the best aim. I mean, I really do. I'm not the best game player, but I do have the best aim on the whole platform of Twitch. I mean, I don't want to really go into it too much, but I do have an automatic. I have the best aim. I'm not the best game player, but I have the best aim in the whole platform, and I'm very serious. I couldn't be more serious. But the games that we were playing, I mean, we used to. I mean, we still do. We're back on the Sandstorm Insurgency. You gotta be practicing on that.
I'm not that good yet.
I have to.
I'm not good at all. I'm not even remotely good.
But
it's still
we're gonna
fun.
get you good. The game is so much fun. I gotta promote that game. The publisher, bless the publisher. They gave me a key. They gave me a key for that game. So I really should. I'm gonna play and promote that game. I played it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that's fun. And there's a couple other games I wanted to play. I mean, you have to schedule these things out. It's it's hard sometimes to schedule games in. But we're gonna use.
Bring the force.
Oh yeah, some more. Let's
What
get
else-
some more.
what else
Let's
we
get some more questions. I got my producer over here is helping speed me along. Quake, rail when no one's looking. It's just you guys are so active and there's so much.
Is that Cobra Kai?
Yeah, yeah, Cobra Kai. Wait, who's this? Yo, Ifixa, how you doing? How you doing, player? Nice to see you here. How you doing? This is so much. It goes way back for some health, and it doesn't even get there. Get best foods for beast erections. That's very nice.
Beast erections,
Yeah,
huh?
that's very nice.
That's actually what you majored in.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's where the moneymaker's at.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris Moneymaker, Scott Moneymaker.
That ginseng. Go with the ginseng.
There we go, ginseng. We really don't have to go into that too much, but I'll just say that the reason why shellfish is big with that sort of stuff because it has zinc. Just want to tell you that.
Yep.
Okay, what's this, KV? Are you trolling me right now, or are you giving me a real question? Please consider answering. You don't even repeat the question. You just give me. Please consider. What do you want me to do? You want me to use telepathy to guess at the question?
Just consider it.
Can you consider this?
We got a
Let's all think
question.
about it.
We got a question from Billy. Scott. What is the best way to increase wellness in your life? How do you make wellness a priority as opposed to the dread that this world tries to fill you with? What is your motivation? This is the second time I've asked you that, I think.
Yeah.
But what is the thing? Like,
the key?
What's the key? Like, what's your opinion on the key, Scott?
Man, that's a good question. Say what's the
I'm sorry, Katie. Come on.
What
please.
has the biggest? What will have the biggest impact with the least amount of effort?
Yes.
I guess is what people were thinking.
Yes.
I'd have to go with lowering your sugar intake.
Whoa.
I'd have to go with if you lowered if you lowered your process even let's make it more broad. Lower your processed food intake.
Okay.
Because that alone will naturally force you to take whole food plants in.
All right.
That's it. Just lower your processed food intake. So that means if you're buying something that's in a freezer, if it's already made, you're already
dead.
You're already disadvantaged.
Yes.
That's it. That's
You're already
easy to say.
sabotaged.
Just lower processed food, and
Okay.
that'll have that alone will impact the majority of all the things.
Yeah, and this isn't wellness generally speaking. I mean, it is, but it's also mood and energy and anxiety. It's not just.
It has a
It's not a
huge
blanket
mental
thing
impact.
like you got to think. You got to think. This is.
I want to be able to run a marathon.
I'm gonna be an astronaut. I'm gonna be a president.
You want to be able to sit down and have a good time and not let your own mind get in the way of yourself and just enjoy the good times. Then you need to. That's why you do that stuff, because it affects the brain.
And magnesium's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How about this? Alzheimer patients. Studies.
Okay.
Alzheimer patients. Okay. Most autopsies performed by Alzheimer patients, dementia patients. There is actually they've studied the flow of blood to the brain, and there's a commonality, a huge linked clinical commonality of clogged calcium clogging in the arteries and other types of clogging from shitty diets in Alzheimer patients' brains. So in other words, when you don't have nice open arteries and it starts to squeeze the blood flow to the brain, it promotes things like dementia and Alzheimer's. So that is huge in promoting the stuff we're talking about.
So when I'm taking 10 to 15 Tums a day, I'm
If you're taking a lot of Tums, indigestion, it's probably because you're taking in way too much processed food.
Oh, but the calcium, free calcium floating in the bloodstream attaches to inflamed arteries.
How about here's calcium. Got Milk campaign. Milk, cow's milk, very acidic. Milk is acidic. So, when you have heartburn, what do you take for heartburn? You take Tums. Tums is calcium. Calcium is what helps fight that acidic acid in your stomach. So when you drink milk and it's an acidic product, what do you think your body takes from your body to neutralize the acid from the milk you drink?
Oh.
So it's a vicious circle.
So you're telling me drinking milk
So
it
when you take
leaches calcium from you?
when you take in acidic food, whether it's milk
Oh,
or other
acidic.
acidic food, your body pulls calcium from your bones to neutralize the acid. So the Got Milk campaign, which is, by the way, one of the best marketing on the face of the earth, it is used and is one of the. If you want to be in marketing, the Got Milk campaign is one of the best examples of kick-ass marketing that you can imagine. Because what they did is they said, let's do low-fat milk. Let's make milk healthy. We're gonna go low-fat. So what do? They take the fat out of the milk, and then take the fat and create cheese, and then cheesy burger, cheesy this, cheesy fries, cheesy, all over the billboards. The over that time of the Got Milk, the cheese went through the roof. billions and billions and billions of profit. So not only did they make you think milk was healthier, but they also took the fat, created another industry that
The runoff from milk.
made so much money from that. And in reality,
they sold you a half product for full price.
they sold you half,
And then sold you the
half
runoff
fat
as a
milk
luxury.
at the price of cheese, cheese, and that's what happens. So again, acidic, it pulls calcium out of your body to neutralize the acid. So there actually is a negative effect of acid. So there's absolutely no proof. And if there is, I would love someone to prove me wrong. There's no proof.
Yeah, I mean, there's someone rattling about
taking
pH is 2.5, 0.1,
Yep.
just rattling
All
off
I want to
bullshit
do
numbers.
is just give me the clinical proof that shows that dairy intake increases the body's calcium in the strength of the bones.
Yeah.
Clinical study.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see. And as soon as
God,
they
is
have
it
it,
scary.
then I'll shut up.
Oh,
My kids drink almond milk. Let's put it that way.
All right. I mean, I think that stuff's nasty. But you actually know a little bit more than me. I mean, more than me on that. And it is also necessary to say that just per ounce, milk is milk. And I drink milk. I drink a lot of milk. I'm not Mr. Jesus here. Milk has just per 8 ounces, it's like 7 grams of sugar. It's like almost a gram of sugar per ounce. That's a lot.
Yeah,
if
yep.
you drink a lot, that's a lot of sugar.
It is. People are
A lot
not
of
aware.
lactose.
Whole milk actually has way more sugar than you'd ever imagine. Natural sugars, whether they're natural or not, doesn't matter. Any sugar intake is not necessarily. I don't care what kind. If it's fructose, sucrose, doesn't matter. Sugar. It affects your body the same way whether you eat it, and if you eat sugars that are not natural, that's also bad because it's basically tricking your brain into thinking you have sugar, and it has other negative effects on your body.
Ugh.
So if you're going to take sugar, if you're going to eat sugar, get the real deal.
I like take sugar. I like that phrase
Get
a lot.
the real
Take sugar.
Go for the real deal. If you want sugar, go for the real deal. Don't go for any fake crap. Just get the real thing. Try to take less of it because at least your body will say, "This was sugar," versus "This was what the hell is
This was confusing. I'm going to release histamine.
This makes me feel right, but I don't really know that it is.
I'm going to release histamine because
Go
I'm
for the
confused.
real thing. Give it the real deal.
Oh my god, that's so good. I love that. I love that.
I love you.
I love you too, brother. That's so good that you cannot have better advice than eliminating sugar, especially and dairy. I mean, maybe I would proselytize elimination of dairy in the diet
It's not easy.
if I did eliminate dairy, but I have not, so I'm not going to be saying that.
No one ever said any of it's easy.
No,
it's simply put the scale in your favor. Eat mostly things in this category in the
no
whole
harm,
food plate,
yeah.
and then when you don't eat things that are like that, it's not negatively affecting you.
Yes.
That's the difference. That's as simple as that. You don't have to make it more complicated than the keto, Shido, whatever the hell they want to call it.
Bushido blade.
It's the Bushido blade. There's only one diet on earth that's reversed heart disease. It's a whole food plant-based diet.
All right.
There's 0 diets. I don't care what it is. 0. There's one, and it's called whole food plant-based.
All right.
There's no pill on earth that can reverse heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
There's no surgery on earth that can reverse heart disease. There is one thing, and it's called whole food plant-based diet. It's been clinically proven. Do your research.
There it is. And I fought against this my whole life. I was the hell with that. I'll do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Fuck the world. But I now in my my years as they start to add up, and my gum line starts to recede, and a couple other things start to recede, I start to realize that pain is a real thing, and it's going to be with you forever unless you conquer it with diet, and also with I don't know how to put it into words, but the pain response with the neurons requires, look, I'm just gonna completely fumble this, but the neuron response with your brain and where the nerve that's sending out the pain response, it requires, and this is layman's, it requires that when a muscle or nerve sends out pain to the brain, your brain is required to acknowledge that pain and actually to consider it real and to send out the signal. And if you use your brain and your thinking, I'm just thinking out loud here, and I don't want to say something like a positive mental attitude, But I mean, who else is going to tell you those things? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. You have to give your body, your brain has to give your body permission to even accept pain. Let me just put it that way. And that's just layman's terms.
That's it.
That's a real thing. So if you focus on the pain, it strengthens it and makes it even better. How you guys doing on time? Y'all's is. All right.
I'm pulling an all-nighter.
All right. Okay.
Your wellness.
Okay.
Probably end up wrapping it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now
We
look.
can go up. We can do this stuff all night long, but
Okay.
it's just the basics.
Yeah, this is just
Nothing crazy.
Just
here,
getting
it's just the
based.
basics.
Okay, look everybody, we're people are gonna start swinging out, so I'm gonna take a break, and I know maybe I'm not sure if everybody has a swing out. I actually don't know.
Scott.
You gonna
I can wing it for now.
Does that mean you're staying?
What time is it? 9:30. Yeah, I probably gotta go. I got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Not-
yeah, I'm
yeah,
we're
I got
it's
a
a learning
wrap-up
process, and and it is time for a wrap up. I mean, we're doing this live. You know, this is the way it is. This is how much fun it is. So we got some questions in, and it is time. It is time to swing it out.
Reflect.
Yeah, it is time to reflect. I got to swing out too, and if I am going to be back on, I'll be back on a little bit later. But right now, we're going to say goodbye. We're going to wrap up this glorious show. And there's a lot of stuff I got to catch up on. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, but I may. So I guess I'll just leave you hanging, I guess. I got to swing out. I'm just tiptoeing. I'm just pussyfooting around words. I have to swing out, and if I do come on, it's going to be game, so I guess I can't give you a straight answer. Okay? So let's all give a 20 million thumbs up. Everybody, thank you so much. The Brothers CEO, Eric and Nick Hayden. We got Scott Hard here talking expert things. We're really getting focused. We're really putting out the word on the super serious shit. So I want to thank everybody for their help. I want to thank everyone for coming by. This is a thing that is not going to end. This is a thing that's going to keep on getting better and better. And it is time to swing it out. So please send us off, Scott. Say bye to everyone, and thank you again for fucking swinging on here.
It's been a pleasure. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Let's get a close up of Scott. Thanks everyone for showing up. Love all y'all's. Hope y'all's enjoyed. Thanks everyone for coming in, subscribing. I'm gonna get to all y'all's. We have to swing out. I'm gonna catch up. Thank everybody. Thank God this is all real. It's time to swing out. I'll be back very soon. Thank everybody for the support. Classic Scott. Don't ever forget Charles World. Don't ever forget here. Don't ever forget everything you love. Bomb Strap's coming up. Everything's coming up. Everyone you love is busy making things for you to enjoy. No one is like, there's no one that's like not coming out with something and like, no. The people that you love are going to come out with an absolute spate of complete content that you're going to love. It doesn't matter how it is. So thanks everyone for showing up. I'm going to swing it out here and close it up. And thanks everyone for coming in here. And we are doing it. Love everyone. What a show it was. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for mods for taking care of you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes!